It'll be on
That's just
there.
communication.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not that.
exactly. 911.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and they should be getting in touch with me. I don't know if you've been seeing the emails.
Yeah, from our friend.
I've been trying to send them to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and the safety training, I have that set up for all town employees for March 7th at 6 o'clock at the community center.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few people already that can't make it. Carrie is one of them. She has selectmen's meeting, and
Yeah.
which will be okay because what he will do, Ken Dumont, I think it is, Dumont, we'll have it on a stick and we'll be able to plug it into a TV and record it. And
Watch it later. Yeah.
Wendy, you'll be able to do it.
Never know.
Okay.
That's my training. I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just bringing this up for the first time. We need to do a Spirit of America.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of keep it in the back of your mind. We don't want to say it in the public meeting anyway. We've requested budget figures from department heads. We did receive the fire department. I'll be getting to you. We'll be getting, we got the fire department so far. And we'll be getting more in this. But the first meeting will be to get things started anyway. Okay.
Yeah, the library just sent to, but maybe just
Okay.
not a reply to all. It might just be in my inbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get going on the budgets. The audit, I called RHS or whatever. I called them today. Carrie needs to get 2 or 4 invoices to them for them to finish. They stated that they should have it done from mid to late March.
Okay.
They should have it done. So
Mm-hmm.
that's looking real good.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to say something, I didn't get you on the phone.
I missed my calling. I should have done a movie.
I didn't get you on the phone.
I had a seat. That's the hot seat.
That is very hard.
Oh, are you done with your agenda?
Well, with the former one, yes,
Okay.
but it's a lot of youth other stuff.
Well, I got 2 things I'm up here for, but first of all, this just came in the mail today. Just as very, it's very cool. I'm gonna give you guys some of the, it's all about loons, protecting loons.
Okay.
And this was put out by Maine Audubon, and just hot off the press. Apparently, according to this, there's some folks from the Dog Association involved. So I'm gonna have what I have here with you. They sent me about 100 of these. So I thought I'd let you guys be aware of this, because as you may know, our loons may be in trouble, the ones on Minnehaha, regarding nesting. So all I have is these, so they're free. So, here, just leave it here. I got a couple more behind, so that's on this. These are really good. You may know that my brother Felix Ray, you ever heard of him? Big time Maine ornithologist. Well, that's the connection I have with Maine Audubon. Freebies. So, they're also offering to help us if we want, on Minnehaha, regarding nesting sites and how to build our a raft, all that good stuff. So that's on that. So I'm here about the garden project.
Yep.
I want to know where we're at, let you know where we're at. Right now, we have a lady coming down from Bangor on Friday morning to meet here
Yep.
in the parking lot. And she's the pollinator lady, and she's got lots of titles, but she's the pollinator lady. And she apparently is the state certification, something or other, for pollinator gardens, which is all very nice. I mean, she comes with advice, which is great. And if we get certification, we can get some money, which is always a nice part, through USDA. Now, what she wants, I don't know. I've talked to her on the phone a couple of times. Excuse me, I'm still dealing with bronchitis here. So we'll see on Friday. I really don't know what her agenda is. She says she usually does an overhead projector thing and all that stuff. And listen, this is Friday morning.
Does she need to get in here?
No, she's just outside. She wants to see the sites
Okay,
that we're talking about, which is what I'm here to talk to you about, and what sites are we doing here. And then I guess she'll tell us, okay, Bart, you need to do this. Then we go from there.
Mhm.
Oh, my name is Lori Bowen.
Mhm.
Friday,
10 o'clock.
The
so
time?
we're in the parking lot here at 10.
Okay.
Because we're, excuse me, time to get done. Done there.
Mhm.
So, the question is, what sites are we looking at? I mean, they have to be large enough and bigger than a bathtub. For her to deal with. We talked about this one out here.
Mhm.
We talked vaguely about the beach, but when you look at the beach, you go, wow, really? Where's?
Mhm.
So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I
Here,
think that's
definitely
here.
here. Yeah.
Mhm.
So here, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, well, let's give it a go. See what happens and I'll report back to you along.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll be here.
you will? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Friday morning, do I get it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Sandy, I sent out a quick email to anybody who's interested in the library, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. That there's land between the ball fields and the cemetery. It doesn't get mowed. But there's maybe
Which cemetery are we talking about?
up here by the school.
On the corner of
Is it ours, Tom, or is that?
Yeah, we own that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
Oh.
That's a huge spot.
Especially be out of the way too. If you didn't, I assumed you were worried about the beach because people and
Yeah.
pollinators,
Right.
there's areas in that field that would be probably untrafficked that you could have a nice garden there that.
Yeah.
Oh, so that is ours. I'm glad you told me that, because I went to see the principal and she said, no, it's ours, the school.
Right, they own the land now. Between the ball field, take a look at it, between the ball field and as you're going up towards the Bean Road, that whole area up there that's not mowed,
I used to live down there, yeah.
it's all.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I will.
Would be a great
I will.
project there.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Mike.
Sounds
I
great.
didn't think it's
Or help yourself.
Good, okay, I go back to my,
What I'm saying is, yeah, I'm just offering
yeah,
places that the town owns land that if you're just trying to attract pollinators and make a little garden, it's not like you really need people there. So the dump, there's areas around the dump, the periphery and.
that's right.
Yeah, if you look at the
I'll
side,
take her there too, then.
Yeah.
Gives us one on the tour. The dump,
Or it's better.
the dump, which you can't see.
I mean, not in the dump compound, but the periphery of the dump,
Yeah.
especially out where the trail is kind of.
Okay, ball field, dump, here, and maybe the beach,
You'd have to look it up, the map of the property lines.
yeah,
Or
go
something.
look at the beach.
Oh, that's good. Okay, great, can I go? All right. Thanks for get the balloons. Get one of those. Oh,
Yeah, you can do it at my dad's house.
Okay,
Just playing gardens all over, yeah.
Or it's better.
okay. The fire hydrant at the beach,
Yes, I saw that,
no,
no.
I don't know that he needs an ordinance.
I was gonna
we
ask the
can
same.
draw something up,
Mhm.
but he has a sign there that says no parking fire hydrant. We could add something right below it that says, vehicles will be towed.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
easily done. What's that?
At owners.
Oh, yeah, right, absolutely, right,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, I don't think, I feel like that doesn't need an ordinance. I feel like we could assign where to make a
yeah, the
difference.
sheriff said he'd work with that.
Yeah, and we can plug, well, maybe it's too late for this month, but, in the next newsletter, we should just plug to, like, reminder to everyone. What do you think?
Okay, you want me to do it today? I'm
You
not
got
until
it?
Wednesday.
Just said, don't, okay, let's do it. Don't park there.
I will do that.
Thank you, Tina.
And I have to say, all members of the appeals board and planning board have gone through the MMA training.
Yay.
Great job. I'll stop at the school and reserve the school for the town meeting on
Mhm.
the 17th.
Awesome.
That's all I had.
Let's see, I think I just had a couple little things. One is that I think, when we did the animal control officer, we did it for 6 months.
Yep.
Which are up.
Yep.
And so I think we should,
Yeah,
renew it.
Yeah.
I think he's so willing, I think
I
that's
have
the
no
plan,
problem.
but, yeah.
I have no problem. He has complaints from either Heather or us, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would move that we,
Reappoint,
can, continue with,
the appointment.
reappoint him for the rest of the year.
Mhm.
Do you know when he expired?
It would be in July 1st,
July first, or
June
June 30th?
30th.
Okay, okay.
second,
Second,
a vote. 3-0. Thank you.
maybe we should run this, but I think Barbara is resigning from the governance committee.
Did say that, yes.
Yes, so I think we need to accept resignation, but I
Okay.
can move to accept Barbara Scappa's resignation from the governance.
Second.
Do we have that?
Yeah, I can forward it to you, Tina, yeah. Want me to keep going, Bob?
Keep it going.
Okay, then the other thing was just an email, about,
Smokes.
sorry, I'm like writing and talking about something else, okay, about online vote registrations. I don't know if either of you saw that. But someone was
Yes,
interested in if we could. Which I can definitely see the positives. But didn't know if either of you had any thoughts.
it's really why they can't.
Right.
Everyone's looking at you, Tina.
That's a web-based.
Yeah.
Software, they should be able to. All you have to do is fill out some paperwork and you do it. There's nothing complicated about it at all.
Vote registration, they can't. Heather told me why they can't.
Hmm,
I don't remember why.
Want me to ask her?
Yes,
Okay.
that's Heather.
I don't know.
It could be because of maybe, well, no, I would ask because there shouldn't be any reason.
There's she gave me a reason and I wrote the reason and sent it back.
Oh, you emailed him, okay, okay, I didn't want him to think we were ignoring him, okay.
I don't remember. I did my vote and all of it.
You want?
You got it.
I was just wondering, can you do your snowmobile and all that online or ATVs?
I think so.
I think I did back in the day, I did an auto loan, if I remember right, so. I don't know what,
I think you
you might
can,
have to have proof of insurance now with them, positive, but.
You can re-register online, but you can't new register.
Votes.
Somebody with a big sales tax.
Yeah.
that's the thing. Excise tax on the boat,
Yeah,
that's the reason why. You have to pay the excise tax, so you can't do it online.
no, no, when you register a boat, you pay the excise tax and the state sends you a check every quarter or whatever it may be, depending on the town size.
Really?
You can do your.
I would, if you want me to do my due diligence in the morning before you ask any questions, I will certainly call inland fisheries and ask them my question before. Just to make sure that,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what Heather said.
yeah, because no town, you can't. Yeah, and you can only register your boat in the town that you live in, so you
Right.
can't go to Manchester and register your boat because of the excise tax, that's the factor, so you'd have to register your boat
Here,
here. Yeah, that shouldn't be a factor,
okay.
I don't wanna step on toes.
Anything else?
That's my list.
That's it.
Nothing, nope.
From the audience, go.
I have a question about the Mount Vernon Community Partnership Corporation Incorporated.
Yep.
I've got kind of mixed feelings about the first paragraph of this thing. It says it's a not-for-profit, non-governmental developer. That is making affordable housing for elderly, but it's for people making 80% of the median household income for Kennebec County based on household size. That to me sounds like it's more than elderly. If you're basing it on household size, elderly are either one or two people in a home. It shouldn't be about size. But so that's a little bit misleading. And if it's gonna be just about seniors, I'm all for it. I have no problem with that. But if we're talking about low income, like we talked about at the last meeting, we have no public anything. We have no public sewer. We have no public water. We have no way to get people transported to a hospital. We have no grocery facilities for these people. It's all 20 to 25 miles away.
So is that the thing that's out here?
Yeah.
And I noticed that you don't have any up there. That's why I'm reading it off my phone. I
Okay,
think Sandy Wright is the.
yes, right,
The chairperson of that.
yeah, Sandy and,
I just have concern.
yeah,
about the way
I'll read into that.
that survey is worded, because it is just a little bit misleading. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I just didn't like how I read it, and I reread it, and I reread it, and I shared it. And I asked people to read it and reread it and make sure that they were getting the same opinion. And I tried not to put words in anybody's mouth. I just asked them to read it, reread it, because it just sounds a little bit misleading to me with the wording household size. I mean, that, then you have elderly people that don't have 15 kids.
Basically, is it low income or is it senior or is it both?
Senior, is it-
If it's low, it opens it up to the state and anybody they want to send it.
The LD, and I read the LD thing, with chapters on it, and where we don't have any, public utilities.
Right.
We're trying to fall outside of that realm.
Right,
Yeah, one of the requirements is public sewer,
Yep.
so.
okay, I'll check.
Thank you.
Anything else?
At the last meeting, you said you had a special select board meeting.
Yes,
Could I get the minutes to that meeting? And to be honest, I don't think you're allowed to do that without notification to the public that you're gonna have a meeting.
it was posted,
Huh?
it was posted,
I didn't do it. Did you see it?
I posted it at all the.
Could we get a copy of those minutes? But no one was allowed to
And the agenda. We could get a copy of the
Well,
agenda.
the agenda was posted.
I know, but could we get a copy of it, because it's not posted any longer, and we didn't know to look for it.
Do we do? Oh, we
We
met
met
with
with,
30,
we
right?
met with 30, yeah, mile.
Thank you. Like me, you don't have a note. What did we do?
I have to write it, I do, I have to write it.
You mentioned that town meeting, what was the date on that?
The town meeting is gonna be June 17th. The voting is gonna be June,
13th, come on, I got it open.
Right.
Is it the
It's the
13th?
second Tuesday, isn't it? Second Tuesday in June.
Yeah, which I think is I'll pull out my calendar. hang on.
June 17th is a Saturday.
yes,
Yes.
Or second Saturday.
The voting is.
the voting will be on the 13th.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, the last one, that the verbal voting, is there a way to address that prior to, because it just was kind of,
Yay and nay.
just by,
We'd like ballot instead, you know.
Well, you
slips of
You
paper.
can ask for ballot if it's close.
by each time, right? Well, there's a little bit of a, I mean, the guy was trying to think, whoever it was, I can't remember his name, but trying to do the best he could, but he kind of was the arbiter of whether he thought it was close or not, or whatever, and maybe it's just in the back is different than the front, but
And that's not his job, that's the clerk's job.
yeah, I just try to understand why you wouldn't go with the ballot on those important initiatives anyway, as opposed to a vote or whatever, but maybe that's something we can get on the agenda and just talk through the details or whatever, because I know maybe the only one, but I would imagine that that's a pretty important thing for us is the annual meeting and the
Yeah.
votes. We're like yay or nay, and for these big ticket items that impact people's taxes by X number of percentages, and we're kind of doing it 1812 style,
Yeah.
yay and nay, and then it's kind of like,
And the clerk has ballot, sheet that has yes and no's and she can put them all out and let the people vote. And yes, he is not, the moderator is not the one that counts. It's the clerk.
But he wasn't paying any attention to the clerk. He was doing his own thing and just visually taking it down.
I just thought it was, it was a little loose, and I just thought it was too important to.
Yeah.
And I think it was a great turnout, I thought,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
I think, sorry.
Okay, so the municipalities, 21A and 38 for voting.
Yeah.
21A is for town meetings.
right.
You can't have a secret ballot for every question unless you do a read field.
Right.
what's,
We don't want to read.
what's a secret?
Okay.
ballot? Why are you doing that?
That's
Greenfield doesn't have a town meeting. What they do is they vote, they have a ballot. And they vote everything on that ballot. So where we vote for selectmen. The whole ballot.
Every single budget item gets voted on individually.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. So
Well,
21A.
That's not what I,
We're limited, our clerks are limited on what they can put on the warrant for a secret ballot. There can only be certain
mean to be
situations.
talking about a secret ballot or every line of my
Yeah.
budget, but it was every initiative in the town that we were talking about.
There's a couple of really close ones like the broadband. So in those cases where. When they had the hands raised, it was just so close.
Then the clerk should have taken it and the town.
Broadband, fire department, school budget. That's what we're
Oh,
doing.
no, you're right. No, I'm wrong. You can't,
You can only do that on certain questions.
Yeah.
You can't just willy-nilly and you can't go to town meeting and vote on it. It's a law.
the only time you have a paper vote is a LBL.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
It's
It's that one specific question that you
So,
have that.
I appreciate everybody's expertise, but because I'm like you and I like to write things down and I just love, I love details, like. This should be formally like, these are the rules, and we should read them and
So,
decide for
yeah,
our town what.
the rule is. It yay or nay, then the hand. And that's,
Well, we
I
did.
think, and then you can go to,
Separate. the
everybody
room.
goes this side, everybody goes that side, it can get just like that, and that's really nasty when you get that
How
far.
did we request that if we need that? To separate, somebody's gotta make a motion.
No, you're
No,
not
the
gonna-
clerks will do that. If the clerks can't, if the clerks don't feel that they're getting an accurate count, they will totally do that.
Well, the comment, was he? the
Moderator.
So that
He doesn't-
moderator, he did not pay any attention to the clerks at all. He did
Well,
it
that's
all
what happened when he said, oh, this, that. He did try to say, "Yeah, it is happening, they're not gonna be moderate."
Even when we questioned it,
Yeah.
need a new moderator,
yeah. So,
they need.
It's a clerk issue, so you can talk to the clerk.
well, I don't.
I want a question I got about, Paul at that town meeting, who was ahead. I asked him if I could make a motion to amend one of the
Question.
budget. He said no. But after the meeting, and the next meeting I showed up here, he said, you could have done that. So what is the ruling on that?
Before it goes to a vote.
Before it goes to a vote,
You
but
have the opportunity.
but I tried to do that last year and he said no, and then I come to the meeting, and he told me I could do that. So I just would like to get that clarified too.
It's depending on how that article is written. If the money is in the article, then you cannot change the figure. If the money value is not in the article, but it is recommended, then you can change it.
And you can't go higher.
Right.
You can only go lower.
So
Where's all this stuff that
Well,
somebody wanted to learn?
it's in that great big book over there.
If you go onto the state website, it's 21A is for municipalities voting in town meetings and 30A is for actual voting.
38 is the regulation number.
Yeah.
And 21A is for municipalities and 30A is for the state. That's how we
The
vote.
reason for that is, if we put out that warrant, and it has all the articles, and it gets posted. So if a person looks at that, and they say, well, those look all fine, I'm not gonna even go to the meeting. Okay, that way, if he doesn't go to the meeting, he knows that those articles aren't gonna change. But you can't change, that's the reason why you can't change those items. You can, in some of them, you might be able to reduce them, or in some cases, I might stand up and say, we can delete this one because we have the funds to do it. You know, that.
So somebody that's opposed to the article doesn't get to vote on it because somebody that does wants to stay home. I don't buy that.
What's that mean?
He said if someone is opposed to that article, they show up to vote on it, they can't vote on it.
And you got somebody that didn't want to vote on it, they stayed home, so it's not fair to us to show up to the weekend and that budget figure, that, I don't buy that. Not
You either vote yea or nay.
Yeah.
Is that a ruling in that? Sounds like me.
Well, what you explained, and maybe you didn't mean it, was that it was written and you can't change it because if somebody read the ballot and they decided not to go, but you'd have the opposite effect of somebody who decided to go and wanted to change it.
Oh,
So I think it was just the way that you worded it, but the point, I think, and not to speak for you, Doug, but the point is, we're all citizens and
right,
trying to make the best of it that we can and make sense of whatever the rules are, and on the day of, it's not a great time to go like, what can I do here?
Right.
And it's just word of no offense, I consider you a subject matter expert, but it's hard for me to take someone's word for, because we all can't agree, and we've had 5 minutes of discussion on it, so just getting it all centralized, these are the rules, this is how it
yeah,
goes.
it's
can
a,
and can't
it's a
do.
2-inch thick manual that you
Yeah.
go by.
Well,
And we also have the backup information for each of the initiatives, because you get over there and you don't know what it is. All you've got is the line item and it doesn't explain what it is.
it may not be a good way to do
We could
it,
have
I'm just,
a,
we're well ahead of it at this point, and maybe there's a little bit of.
yeah, we could have a public hearing.
I like information awareness and factual.
Yeah, we could have a public hearing.
I think MMA at least used to, I can check and see if they still do, but they used to make a little like sort of your guide to town meeting.
Yeah.
So I can, they still have that,
I will print some.
and we'll get it. There we go.
I mean, I believe that the one there he's talking about was a suggested dollar figure.
Yeah.
Suggested it as, which is open to amendment. It can be amended.
Right.
As far as what I just heard here.
Right.
And what he told us at the next meeting, because I do recall that as well.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there one like, well, we tried, but you said we couldn't. And Gary stood up and asked the question, and the guy just kept saying, you wouldn't pass here, you can sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't like you.
Yeah, like, what the heck?
You're a pretty likable guy.
Well, yeah,
I don't even
and
like myself.
in past years, we voted against what the moderator said. You can do that too.
Yeah, I just thought that there's all kinds of discussion, or whatever, but as we get ready for it.
We've gone against what the vote, about what the moderator was judging. I can't remember how you do that, but you can. Anything else?
Who appoints the moderator?
We do.
Well, we'll just make a request to have a different one.
We already have.
Any other? No? Any others? I can't remember when the meeting is for the community center. We want to look at the cellar and the stairs.
There's a school board meeting Wednesday night, the first. So if anybody, and everybody, I urge you to go, because it is about the budget. And also, the school is adding 1 hour of time to the end of the day, all next week, for all junior high and high school students. So that they don't have to go till the June 16th.
Right.
They can keep it June 14th. Not sure if there's any more snow days, they're gonna do it again. Is the trustee, I urge that we go to the school board and tell them, to just get out. It's because this is ridiculous. I mean, how many more extra buses are you gonna have to run?
Yeah, that sounded kind of weird. The selectmen have been asked to be at the school board meeting on Wednesday, the 15th of March. I was planning on going
Mhm. And March
March 1st.
1st.
Not first, commission, or committee or whatever.
Oh.
No, school board, I'm sorry. I missed
Sorry,
it.
I'm just getting them all jumbled in my brain.
The school board's the 15th.
Yeah, the director's meeting is the first.
So, yeah, first is a safety meeting.
First, the safety meeting.
I call it safety, but it's at the community center.
That's not the training,
No, it's the floor.
it's the floor, yeah.
About the floor in the basement
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
With the board of trustees or with
Yes.
Yeah.
with, okay, gotcha. Someone else here.
Busy week this week.
Yeah. Copy here.
Mhm.
Sounds like it, yeah.
I guess she's probably putting that for you.
I hope so. Single page.
That
It's read it online, but I hope it's not.
That's all I have. Anybody else? Anyone? I move,
Like when I do have more.
oh, she's got it already.
On it. Thank you,
Yeah,
Tim.
it's not like I have it.
It's done.
I will motion to adjourn 7:51.
This wasn't this wasn't the detailed information I was looking for. When the question says, will I look if I ask questions?
If you do, there is a Robert's
Well,
rule
some
book
articles, stuff like
that
that.
you can also look at.
Some, Well,
And I don't mean it just for me, I mean.
some people do feel that way.
No, I know they do, but I'm talking about specific details on,
But I always tell people,
Campaigns.
you paid your taxes, this is your time at the town meeting, it's your
Yeah.
time to voice your opinion.
yeah. But
You know,
I think people are also, you know. Some people may be intimidated, but some people just don't know what they're allowed to do, and the public governmental hearing and knowing what you can and can't do is important. You're making people feel confident to speak up, but I'm talking about because there was real time back and forth issues, and you could confidently say like, hey, wait a minute, we know this is in accordance with whatever 21A is, we either owe some time or. Again, we're novice, so not that anybody wants to give anybody a hard time, it's just we want to follow the way.
So can you ask for secret ballot on specific questions, not for any of them?
you know, because we're a town meeting, government, we're not.
Right. All you can ask is that they separate the yeas from the nays.
If you want a secret ballot card, you'd have to do like refill, you'd have to change. You
Yeah.
don't have a chance.
That's gonna be the most exercise some of these people in town actually have.
Right.
So the moderator to tell you to sit down and be quiet.
Very.
Yeah.
Heard all my life.
I mean, emotions kind of run hot at the thing, and people are all revved up, so.
Barry has lots to say.
Mike, can I have to sit beside me?
Yeah.
A little better taste.
Yeah.
Did you adjourn this meeting?
I think the motion, but I don't know if
She's gone again.
my motion's just kind of hanging out.
It was adjourned at 7:51. 3-0.
Secret ballots. They must be prepared ahead of time.
Spending time with them.
Secret ballots, we do like, well,
So there are several towns in Maine that act
Thank you.